Championships, 3 World Championships, a national champion on the uneven bars. She participated in the vault final yesterday. Let's see how she goes. Oh, what a confident beginning that was. This is the performance of a gymnast who is absolutely going for it. The choreographic elements are bold, they are well at peace with the rest of the routine. She's had a couple of tough holds, like the wolf turns there. She also had that with her acrobatic series earlier on, but she's really clamped down on her position. It's not a tentative display. What a nice start. That's a very compelling way to begin a balance beam final. Zelina Kickinger of Austria kicking it off, and kicking it off very tidily. Much more in line. Got close to bringing the legs up to horizontal. And twisted round with purpose to finish. Does lose a little clarity of form in the twist positions and leg separation, but very well performed. No surprise, that's better than qualification. 13.066. She's gained almost 2/10. Here is the top qualifier. 13.9. The silver medalist at the European Championships in 2017. One of 4 medals that she's won on the continental stage. What a poised and fluid beginning. Really got the legs up to horizontal there. Some nice work. Quickly into the turn. It's lovely, you get these little balletic positions thrown in, a classical arabesque. The whole thing has got a style and performative quality to it. Free walk over into another good jump where the legs go towards horizontal with purpose. It's going to be very interesting to see how close she can get to that qualification score, because her execution was huge in the preliminary round. Really nicely performed that from Dottir. It was one of the lower scoring routines in terms of difficulty during qualifying, but the execution was an 8.6, and that was overwhelmingly the highest execution score. So there are gymnasts to come who will be able to post higher difficulty, but there was just a great deal of clarity to this performance from the experienced gymnast from Rotterdam. You have to go back to Ljubljana in 2015 for World Cup honours for Dottir. Little details like the way that she brings the legs to the horizontal position, and then lovely to see actually in slow motion some of the choreography, because it shows the level of detail in what the arms and the hands are doing. Gets around with no issues at all, twisting to the dismount. There we go, she's done it again. That is such a strong display. 13.9, the execution's down a tenth, the difficulty's up a tenth.
Treća finalistica, predstavnica Malezije. Third finalist representing Malaysia, Cadence Zichi.
Cadence Zichi of Malaysia, the 8th best in qualifying. Congratulations to her on winning the Malaysia Games all-around title last year. And beam was crucial to her success. She scored 13.45 on beam, which was the best by 1.2 of all of her routines. So we're very privileged to get to see her on what is something of a signature apparatus. How nicely done. Good save. Just perhaps had a moment of hesitation coming out of the walkover. Again, what a poised save that was. It's quite piked and in danger of coming off the apparatus, but she made light of it. There was a newspaper article written about Cadence Tay after her triumph at the Malaysia Games, and the essence of it was she's very humble, she's quite quiet, but you must never for a second doubt the ferocity, the determination inside her. And I think we saw that in that display there. This is a big moment for her. First World Cup competition, she's made the final, and she went out and delivered an extremely impressive performance. Only 15 as well. Jolly well done. All of those adjustments are clear how it was she won that title at the Malaysia Games, with being so integral to it. 12.533. It's a little drop from qualifying, but that's a very credible first full international final.
Četvrta finalistica, predstavnica Švedske. The fourth finalist representing Sweden, Jennifer Williams.
Now to Sweden's Jennifer Williams. The third strongest in qualification with 13.8. But the difficulty in the preliminary round was 6.2. So she certainly has room to challenge the lead. Oh, great save. Made light of that. That a trickier one. But this is so compelling to watch. That was some fine stability in the wolf turns. Regrettably, there are just a few little moments here and there that are probably adding up from an execution point of view. Oh, what a dismount! Us in this final.
Tako, ovo je nekako po meni najkompletnija vježba što se tiče i akrobatike.
This is going to be a fine acquisition to the American collegiate scene. That's due to happen in the next year or so.
Jako teških skokova i napravila veze, ali eto, to je tako, nekad je rizik kad radiš stvarno teške elemente, nekad sjednu perfektno, nekad greškom i čekat ćemo da vidimo pravi zbroj.
Evo ga, 13.300, trenutno druga pozicija. Second place at the moment.
There's no doubt that the difficulty is going to be a lot higher than Torsdottir. 13.3 for Jennifer Williams. She is in second place, difficulty 6.1, so as expected, 7/10 higher than Torsdottir, but not quite as high as qualification, just 1/10 down to surpass. But Jayla Hang is coming up and she'll have a real go at it.
Zagrijavanje je završeno. The warm-up is over. Please continue competition.
Lovely that we get to begin the second half of this final with the reigning Commonwealth Games champion on beam. We then go to a Pacific Rim medalist on the apparatus. Then to somebody who has a fine collection of Nordic Championship honours and somebody who is a European Championship medalist. Kate McDonald of Australia won bronze on the uneven bars yesterday, but now she attacks this final as the reigning Commonwealth Games champion on beam. The very experienced and much respected gymnast from East Melbourne in Victoria competed at the Olympic Games in Paris. She, like the gymnast who will go after her, is a Pacific Rim Championships medalist too. She mounts the apparatus with control. .13.1 in qualification. That was the 4th best. There's a sharpness to this display from McDonald. Oh, and regrettably, little oscillation on the horizontal axis in those wolf turns eventually took her off. Very minute. She's a gymnast with so much experience that getting straight back on the apparatus like nothing happened, it must just be completely ingrained and intuitive. It was a very well out of the aerial. Kate McDonald picks up a score of 12.133 and she's in 5th position. Jayla Hang of the United States of America scored 13.8 in the preliminary round, the 2nd best. Bronze medalist at the Pacific Rim Championships last year in what was such a strong first senior outing on that stage. Handle mount to begin, always gets appreciation from the crowd. It's one of those things you can guarantee in any gymnastics competition. It will get pretty much the same gasp wherever in the world you are. What a good start this is. Side aerial, well performed. She attacks every aspect of this. There is nothing tentative. Oh, yes! Come off it. That is cracking. We've got somebody who is planning on disrupting the podium as it currently lies. Marvellous double pike to conclude. Grace to it. She's well aligned in the wolf turns. He's won. Oh, so close. 13.766. Jayla Hang in the silver medal position from Finland, the teenager Maisa Kuusikko.
The 7th finalist representing Finland, Maisa Kuusikko.
She's mostly performed on the uneven bars since a knee issue a while ago, but more and more the beam has been creeping back into her work. And it's great to see. She's very strong on this piece. Her difficulty in qualifying was 4.8. That would be the lowest of anything we've seen so far. She did well to adjust there. Not as intended, the mount. As I was saying, it would be the lowest of anything we've seen so far. So a lot will come down to the crispness of the execution. Was very close to going a bit out of control, and the transition back to standing looked slightly uncomfortable. But otherwise, this has been a most assured performance. Oh, that's a lovely dismount for Maisa Gusiko. That's got to be one of the most secure conclusions to a beam routine we've had in this final. She's been a national championship medalist on every apparatus. Certainly best known internationally for her very exciting uneven bars work, and we saw the evidence of that yesterday. She did dismount. 12.3, and indeed, yes, the execution has dropped by well over half a mark, close to 3/4. Now we go to the last performer. So, Ettore Torsdottir and Jayla Hang guaranteed a place on the podium. Jennifer Williams waits to see what will be produced by Naomi Visser, who scored 13.033 in qualification, which is about a quarter of a mark below that which is currently required for bronze. We are going to be getting right the way to the conclusion. That could be significant, though. Gets it back together nicely with that side somersault. Well, that has likely solidified the podium. So much of what's gone on around it, though, in this routine from Naomi Visser has been very precise and composed and good to watch, as it so often is with her. She's what one might call now a young veteran at 23, with the amount of competition experience she's had, cemented by making it into the top 10 in the all-around competition at the Olympics. And that brings to a close this very enjoyable beam final at the Osijek World Cup. Regrettably for now, for other gymnasts did, because those who made it to the Olympics, by and large, have had a little rest period after it. They've had the opportunity to perhaps complete their studies, to do some travelling, to just spend time with loved ones and catch up on that which happens outside of a training gym. And so everyone is almost embarking upon the race at the routine.
Evo malo da popije odmori, posljednja pozicija, uvjerljivo 10.800. Danke, well known, good since.
10.8 is Naomi Visser's score. And that brings to a close this beam final, and a hugely special moment for a gymnast whose only other World Cup medal was a gold one in Ljubljana in 2015. How's that for longevity?